you know what? I'm gonna hype myself up. He's a 4-star. Fuck you. Also, Hella made some carried, so that's why she's also 2-star. So like, Genji, he sucks ass. Even though she got buffed. What's up? What's good, everybody? It's Rainbow Fur here, back at you with another video once again. Hopefully, I can make these videos more consistent than they are, which is basically would have been better than in general. So today we are going to make a tier list video, but not just any tier list video because I know there's a dime a dozen out there. Today we're going to make the difficulty tier list. So for everybody who does not know, if they haven't played Model Rivals or haven't paid attention because all you care about is ranked, on the left side of your screen, on the bottom of what their names are, they have a difficulty ranking from 1 to 5. Now these difficult rankings, you know, people see them and then they go, oh, he's not that hard. Like for Spidey, for instance, if like people find out he's 5 stars, but for some people he's 2 stars, right? So we're gonna go through that and see if they actually deserve theirs. So let's figure that out together. Now the first one I mentioned, of course, before is Spider-Man. Now Spider-Man, we're just gonna obviously already throw him in one. He's going to be a 6-star. That's right, we're gonna add another star to that bitch. Reason why? This man has so many combos that you have to learn. He's so squishy. There's just so much shit you have to think about and remember that he deserves a tier list of his own. You know, this game's been out for a couple months now, so everyone kind of knows how things work. And even still, they're discovering new tech for Spidey. Now, obviously, it's like that for every character, but, you know, we're talking about Spidey right now. So he's easily a 6-star. Up next, we have Psylocke. Psylocke, I feel, is actually the next 4-star. And, of course, I fucked that up. Let me change that real quick. Okay. So, yeah, Psylocke is actually 4 stars. I don't consider her 5 because her kit, you could kind of say it's similar to like Spidey's in terms of like how you have to like know combos and know how to use it or whatever. Obviously, you can say that for any character, but you get my point. But for her to be 5 stars, you kind of pick up and play her, not have to do too much. You have shurikens you throw, and then you have the right click, which pulls people a little bit with those shurikens. You know, you got invisibility, 2 dashes. It's like, it's easier in terms of like all the quote unquote Genjis of this game. She's an easier Genji, so I honestly think she's 4 stars instead of 5. But now to our actual 4 stars here. Why do I? Okay, fuck it, whatever. The first one is Mr. Logan, the Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, if you will. For him, not 4 stars, I would put him at 3, because he's so situational and you know what he's used for, which is tank busting. You know, you kind of just charge it head first. So his kit in of itself kind of works, you know, the same way of like how it's supposed to be. You know, you have the Berserker claws. You know, you dash once, you put on some armor when you're about to die, like Venom, right? You have like the little jump thing, and when you land, you swipe, 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 swipe. His ult is the same way, but it pulls him up and then goes down. You know, it's kind of the same shit. So he deserves a 3. Next 4 is Winter Soldier. He is definitely a 3. I'd say like the only thing that you have to get used to is that he only has 3 shots for his gun. They're not like, you know, 10 or 15 or 20 like other heroes of this game. Other Marvel heroes. Like, you know, he has like the little pull mechanic, the uppercut. It's kind of straightforward, but I think overall he is 3 stars. Now next is my main, being Thor. I would love to put him up here just because, you know, it's my boy, but can't really do that. I think he honestly deserves that 3. His kits, once again, like Logan's pretty straightforward. You either dash or you throw the hammer if you don't want to be there. And then, you save three hammers. Actually, now that I think about it, he could be a 4 star. You know what? I'm gonna hype myself up. He's a 4 star. Fuck you. Hey guys, Editing Rainbow here. I did forget to mention literally anything about Thor, but just to let you know, he does have his 3 hammer mechanic. Basically, his dash, his throwing of the hammer, they all take 1 hammer slot. In which case, you could recharge it just by hitting, just in general, or if you use the Thor Force, you can also regain it faster passively. But if you hit somebody, then you kind of already gain one immediately. Um, the other thing too is the Thor Force actually doesn't do damage, but you have to be in it. Also, anytime he does any attack, besides his primary, his hammer glows blue, which means like the very first hit that you get, no matter what it is, it's going to be used. It does a little bit more damage. And then his F ability, which is basically just chuck the hammers, is really powerful, but it takes up all your hammers, so you have to get it back. So it's not something you could just do, right? But I just wanted to mention that before we continue. So thank you. Also, I'm sponsored by Honey. Next one is Storm. Storm is a 3 star. She sucks ass. Even though she got buffed, she kind of still sucks ass. The only thing you have to, like, think of her like Lucio, right? But as a DPS. So, she has the wind that makes people go faster, including herself, and she has the lightning that buffs your damage. And then when you enhance them, lightning can strike on the opponent is instantaneously a couple certain intervals, or just makes you even faster, right? And then she has a right click, so she's like 3 stars because the only thing you have to really worry about is switching between the 2 modes for her. Now for Moon Knight, he's a 2 star. He's a 2 star. I don't care. You throw an Ankh, you shoot it at the ground. He has like 2 escape options with a glide, right? And like you just have to figure out which ones you want to do. But he's so slow with them, so you kind of, it's just a matter of knowing. But you throw the Ankhs down and the work does it for you. You don't really have to think too much about it. Now, if it was like you could place multiple Ankhs and then you had to figure out which Ankh you want to throw it at, whatever, then I'd probably still see him being a 3, like a 4 star. But honestly, he deserves the 2. Which I would honestly say it's the same kind of deal with Magic. You TP, you pick an option of what you want to do, and then you have so many escape options like with TP or with the dash. But if you're doing it as attack, you can just do the uppercut. You do a couple slices. She's not all too difficult to do it for. It's the same for Hela. Hela, I would also say it's a 2 star. It's not. She's not like super complex in what she does. She just, you just shoot. Also, Hela mates are carried, so that's why she's also 2 star. The first one on our list that deserves it is actually Cloak and Dagger. You switch between 2 modes. Either you attack more or you heal more. Now, obviously, people are gonna do the heals more often, but you have to figure out, okay, I want to go invisible, help the team, or I want to, shoot my poison wall, right? That like blinds them. But most of the time, you are gonna pick Dagger. Just so you get those heals off. You just kind of have to work on how the cooldowns work. So I'd say she definitely deserves it. Now the next one on the list is Captain America. Make sure that assemble type shit. He is. I think he's definitely a 2 star. Just based off the fact that you run in, you do a leap, you jumped in, in low rank he's unkillable. And even in high rank he lives for a good long time. As long as you put up the shield and then you do your thing. You kind of switch. It's like Strange, but he's more rushed down than Strange, because Strange is more like playing neutral, mid to long range, whereas Cap is like he gets in your face, um, and then his melee becomes better after he hits you a few times. Like you just rush down, and people who rush down, it's a lot easier than people who have to kind of stay away from the enemy like a little bit further. So he definitely deserves it too. Uh, Adam's four. Adam's has 4 stars. He's not like other support characters, or in this game they call him strategist. His heals are not your traditional heals. Like with cloak dagger, right? You just shoot, you just and heals, right? She does a little fucking thing. She does a little thing out. You're good, right? But with Adam, you only have two fucking ones of these, right? And they have they're not crazy cooldown, but it has like a big cooldown in terms of the heals you get. Like they heal a lot, so you essentially have to wait until your teammates are like half, and then you can heal them. And the more people that are around them, because it goes in a chain reaction, the more they get healed. But you have to consider where your team's position is. And then on top of that, you have a soulbound, which essentially diversifies the damage, but once again, you have to consider where your teammates are to get the most effective out of her. And then of course he has a res, but it's like unlike Raccoon's res, like the ability, I think it's the E ability. Excuse me, for Raccoon, where you throw it out, and then when someone dies, they come back. They're back to full. They're only at half health, so you essentially have to be ready. If not, your other support needs to be ready to throw a bunch of heals once they revive. Because if you have no revive and they go back in, they're only at half health, and then your ult is for nothing. So yeah, I consider him definitely a 4-star. He's one of the harder supports to play. With Penny is I consider her. Let's see, it's either 2 or 3. I'd probably put her. Let's see, with all the mines. Yeah, she's definitely a 2-star. Honestly, she could probably be put in 3. You could argue that if you consider her as like, oh, if you play on both sides, offense is harder than defense, right? But her game plan is like still the same. Like with these higher people in the higher tiers in terms of difficulty, there has to be a little bit more of a thought process going through it. But like here, your game plan is like almost the exact same, if not like always the same, right? Like whatever their abilities are, how they play, it's relatively the same. Whereas like I said, the ones down here, you kind of have to think different. You can't always go with the same shit. Like Salak, you can't just assassinate. Like sometimes you have to be in the fight with everybody and rush down, right? Like Thor, you can't just always be in their face. Sometimes you have to activate your power to throw your shit, right? You have to show how many hammers you have, right? Or you have to keep track of it, right? Whereas here, like your game plan is relatively the same, even if you use your abilities differently, right? So I consider it 2-star. Loki, easy 5 stars. Easy 5 stars. TPing on your clone takes, say 15 seconds for you. So if you snap with the clone to teleport, you have like 15 seconds, right? He's kind of supposed to be like an assassin-ish type of support, but you're also support. You have to stick with your team. So you put the clones out to heal or to shoot to heal. He's the most difficult in terms of support characters that you could play. Right, so he definitely deserves 5 stars for sure. And like when you use his ult, you have to know everyone else's, which can already put him in contention for the hardest. Like you have to know when to do your abilities. or when you do your ult, when what your ult is or what character you chose and how that works. Definitely put Iron Fist in 3 stars. Because with melee characters, I kind of would put them a little bit on the easier side. Like he has abilities where you have to like the gameplay loop for your melee abilities is like so, well actually I take that back. He'd be a 4 star or sorry a 3 star I would say because like I said it's more melee based. Like Cap is like an exception just because he's so straightforward, right? But usually melee, I guess yeah, melee characters are usually up here. I'm sorely mistaken. Uh, but yeah, you just go in, you punch, you get out. So he's like an assassin melee character. But regardless, I'd give Hawkeye's like a 3 star. I know you probably put him 1 star because it's just hold down, just shoot from super far away, right? And if they get close to you, use sword, um, and then it's all good. But part of his kit, like his whole thing is I must shoot from far away, like have like good aim, and in a game like this, your crosshair placement really matters because it's 66, so you have 6 motherfuckers to shoot at. And you have to choose which one because you could obviously go for tanks all the time, but if you're focusing on tanks and then you get jumped, now what? You know. So definitely 3 stars. I definitely wouldn't say he's 4 stars. Hulk, I would say Hulk is probably let me think because he's got the shields, punches you. Let's see, clap. Yeah, I would say 3 stars. Like I said, he's on the upper echelon just because he's a melee character. Uh, but his abilities are really straightforward. You know, he has the stun, he has the clap for damage, and you can put up shields for everybody. Obviously, you have to like know your teammates' positions, but definitely he's definitely like still up there. It's just he's not a 4 star, no shot. Widow, I put Widow as a 5 star, uh, mostly because she fucking sucks ass, but also because unlike Hawkeye, who can kind of still play mid range a bit, not only is she pretty much just strictly or almost exclusively long range, her gun is bolt action. So you can't just shoot as a sniper. You have to shoot and then click, then shoot again, then click, right? And even her ult is kind of this has the same concept, except it's obviously it's only 1 shot. But her ult is a sniper too. And that's the thing about it is because her ult is a sniper, you know, you still kind of have to play that long range. Now she can treat her gun like a regular gun, like no scoping it, but it's still you're still putting yourself in the line of fire when you're supposed to be like all the way back. And she does have melee. You can switch to a melee, but let's be honest. Are you really using the melee? Let's be real. Like her other ability has her jump like pretty high up in the air for repositioning, and then her other like little kick is worth Hawkeye. Like she's definitely 5 stars, brothers. I consider Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever to be a 5 star. You could argue he is a 4 star, but I would say 5 star. He's not on Spidey level, right? Because Spidey is like the hardest character of the game. Well, anyone who says otherwise has only seen like YouTube videos of Necro, right? But Psylocke, since she used to be 5 star, she's a 4 star right now. Like he's like in the middle of that, right? Because he's still like an assassin character like these other two, but whereas Psylocke is like more longer range, he has to be in your face like Spidey, but he doesn't have like crazy movement tech that others that Spidey does, right? He has like he throws out the javelin to mark you. He when he ults, he marks you. When he does the drill kick, he marks you. And all three of those are for the dash. Like three abilities are for one regular ability, which is for the dash. Which every time you mark somebody, when you hit that person with the dash, your dash resets. So like Genji, except you can just keep doing it as long as you had put the marker on them. But you only get two javelins, right? So that's twice you can mark somebody, and then you have this the drill kick, and then you have the ult. And obviously, you're not going to use your ult just to mark people. Like you want to kill them or use it for your dash, right? So you have to always consider placing the marker, right? So like I said, with Spidey, you have to dip like in and out, and even with Black Panther, you have to do that. But it for him, it's a little easier than with Spidey. So I would put him at the 4 stars. For Star Lord, he deserves his rank. Um, Straightforward gameplay, like kind of like Tracer. You know, you jump all over the place. You kind of get in, get out, and then his ult's auto aim. You know, a pretty straightforward character. Namor, I would say he deserves it too. He's like Torbjorn. You throw down some turrets, you shoot long range, and then you have like a breather ability of like you're intangible or sorry you're invulnerable, placing the bubble up and you can move up and down, right? But it's just you throw turrets out and then you kind of go mid to long range throwing shit, right? Mag also. You could argue he's 3 star, but honestly, I would keep him here. He's, you shoot your shit, put a shield. It's like Zarya, right? Put your shield on either yourself or your allies. Puts up like a small shield that doesn't last long. You just kind of put it up real quick and then you put it down, right? He's not super complicated, but it's not to say he's hard either. Luna's brain dead, but she's not like one. She's not 1 star. I would say she is. Alright, let's see, because the ult is pretty brain dead. You just do da 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 type shit. Let's see, because she's got the eyes. Yeah, she deserves it. She deserves her. She deserves it. She is top tier, so you can say like she's kind of brain dead. But the thing with her is like she's support, she freezes, makes herself better, or her teammates like Mantis like makes themselves better. Iron Man's definitely 1 star. Yeah, no, he's 1 star. He's easy. He's easy. You Iron Man's are a dime a dozen. You shoot long range, but you want to get it a little bit closer to use your laser, but the laser's got some pretty good range, and then his ability powers him up to shoot better left click or fire better right click, right? And you got missiles for both, but if you use the missiles, you want to do it when you're powered up, right? And then for your ult, you want to make sure that Jarvis clips that. 1 star, 1 star. Groot, I think Groot's 3 stars. He's not complex like Thor, but he's still like Hulk levels. You kind of have to notice where your team is and like know positioning and know if your opponent's gonna try to fall back, and you can put the wall like right behind them so they can't easily escape. So he does take some sort of brain power. Strange also is a 3 because he's like Reinhardt, right? But you can't always just have the shield up all day every day, right? And when you have to make sure that the meter doesn't stay at max whenever you hit people, because if you don't let go of the bad vibes, then you can't be healed, right? But if you don't have your shield up too, then your teammates are gonna get blown back. Shield management to like attacking, but also making sure that you don't always have the purple on you. Like it takes thought, right? Venom doesn't. Venom takes no thought. You just run in and you be the biggest tank possible next to Groot. You just put a bunch of armor on you when you're about to die. Make sure people stay close to you. It's easy. Punisher's also there. I'm just gonna kind of spitball this one because she goes there, he goes there. I would put Rocket. Let's see where I put Rocket. Probably at 2. Mantis. Oh, sorry. Whoops. Sorry, wait. I just realized my mistake. And of course, our buddy Jeff, the demon, also goes there. So that's essentially the tier list. I had to spitball the 5-star or the 1 stars because they just stay at 1 stars. Wow, why can I? Okay, whatever. But here's the tier list. If you guys agree, if you disagree, please let me know in the comments down below. I read them all. I like them all. Want to see what y'all have to say about this. If you want to talk shit, hey, you put me in the algorithm. So thank you for the people who watched. Thank you for the people who didn't watch. And I will catch y'all next time. See you.